Hi everybody, it's me again, Rafael Krebs from Operaio. Today I've got yet another release video for you. It's about the summer release of our ITSM portal. So get yourself comfortable and I'll walk you through all the new features we have introduced. One of our new features is a setting where you can limit your portal language to one specific or several languages as well as the culture. For example, you can set Italian, English and Polish for the languages available in your portal and set your default language to English. Now, if you save those settings and reset your IAS, you will see that your analyst portal or end user portal is now limited to only those languages. Let's pick Italian for now. Also, if you want to force just one language, you can check that checkbox and do an IAS reset again, and then you will see that the portal is displayed in this default language and you have no language picker available anymore. Exactly. The same thing is actually true for the default culture, where you can force a culture or just limit it to several different cultures. The next two features are about the enumeration value filters in our views. The first one is a filter inside that filter, because some of you have a lot of enumeration values in this dropdown and it might be hard to find one specific one. So what you can do now is use this search box up here to search for your enumeration values. For example, I search for in progress, and you will get all the enumeration values that match your search term up here. All right, another thing you can do now with our enumeration values is you can go to the settings portal, scroll all the way down to your analyst portal settings, and you can enable to include child enumerations if you filter for enumerations. And this looks like this. I've got an incident view open right here, and I filtered for all active incidents. And as you can see, the pending incidents are also included, since pending is a child enumeration of the status active. In our last ITSM portal release in spring, we introduced a new feature where you could convert an incident to a service request or vice versa. Some of you had nice ideas and additions for this feature, and we took some and implemented these. The first one is that you can now specify a template you would like to apply to the newly created item. You can see an example configuration for this right here. So everything down here is out of the box. You will have this in your settings file already. But what you can add yourself is this line right here, where you can specify template ID you would like to apply to your new item. In my example, I've set a template just for this demo purpose for our task to convert an incident to a service request. So let's have a look how this looks like. I've got an incident prepared here already, and as you can see, I only specified the required fields. So this is the title and some enum values down here. If I click the convert to service request task, what we should see is that my template is being applied, and you can see I've got now an affected user coming from my template. I do have some values set down here, for example, the assigned to user, the support group. Also, you should see that we have added a manual activity from the template. In addition, some of you wished that the incident, which we have now converted to a service request, is also added as a related item, and we implemented this, so you can see this incident is now in here as a related work item. Let's have a look at two more technical features, which are scoped to our grid pickers in the analyst portal. And it's mainly about grid pickers for configuration items. So what used to happen previously, and I reverted this for this demo so I can show it to you, is if you click that button, you will get an instance picker which shows all your configuration items where you can select from. Now, depending on how many config items you actually have in your database, this might hit the performance quite hard. So you have two ways to mitigate this issue. Let's have a look at the first one. So what you want to do is go to your form definition file of the incident in this example and scroll all the way down to the grid picker control right here. Now, the first feature we added is an attribute which is called default class. And in here you can actually specify the ID of the class this picker should select by default. I will now choose the Windows computer. Just give me a second. There you go. So now I've added the ID of the class Windows Computer as the default class for our grid picker. So we save this form file, reload the portal using Ctrl F5, and then have a look at our picker again. So if I click that button again, as you can see, now it has selected the Windows Computer class as the default class, and you can choose from these items. Now, because this is scoped to only Windows computers, you will only get a subset of your config items, therefore hit your performance a little bit less. If you need to choose another config item than the Windows computer, of course you can still use this drop-down to choose whatever class you like. Also, you can just choose the config item class, no problem at all. And by the way, this class setting for the Windows computer is now implemented by default out of the box for all our work item forms you get from us. Now, the second feature we've added is also an attribute. And let me show you. I'll just remove the attribute we did previously. The other attribute you have available is the do not preload attribute. You can set that to true. And what this will do is it will just prevent your instance picker for instantly loading all your data. So if you click that button, you will see nothing happens yet. What you need to do is enter a search term and then search. This will also reduce the performance hit on your database a little bit. Now this is all I've got for you today about our new features. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you have any feedback or inputs, please let us know. Write us an email at customer@operaio.ch or create us a ticket on support.operaio.ch. As always, thanks for watching, take care and goodbye.